Hi and welcome to Dirtbike Magazine's 2021 Off-Road 4-Strokes video series. Today we're getting our first chance to ride the all-new Kawasaki KX250X. So we're really excited that Kawasaki is making off-road bikes. And what we see in the off-road world is usually the off-road bikes will get the updates a few years after the motocross bikes. Not true with the KX250X. The KX250X is based off the brand new KX250 motocross model that was just released by Kawasaki, that had a brand new frame, brand new engine. It's got the electric start on it. There is some differences between the motocross model bike and the off-road bike, and those differences are in the suspension, a lighter spring setup in the front, different valving in the front, different valving in the rear. They retain the use of the same spring as what's on the motocross model. This bike does have the electric start just like the motocross model, but it has AT81 tires. It has a 18-inch rear tire, a skid plate, the rear rotor guard, a kickstand. The graphics aren't injection molded into the plastics. It's the old school sticker style. The gearing is slightly different than the motocross model, with a 51 tooth rear sprocket instead of a 50 tooth rear sprocket. So that's a quick overview of what the 2021 KX250X model comes with and how it compares to the motocross model. If you want all the in-depth specs on this motorcycle, head over to dirtbikemagazine.com. If you're watching this video on YouTube, just click the link in the description and it'll take you right to all the specs on this motorcycle. That's enough talking. We're gonna go ride this thing. So we just got done with our first day of testing on the 2021 Kawasaki KX250X. One thing we forgot to mention is that the X model comes with the same mapping couplers that the motocross models comes with. The motocross model comes stock with the green coupler. The X comes stock with the black couplers that is just a less aggressive coupler. We did do some switching around of that. We throw in the green coupler and it runs almost identical to a motocross model bike, or that's a coupler that most of our test riders liked. We do like the gearing change with the 51 rear sprocket in really tight technical stuff. It helps you get out of stuff, gives you a little bit more grunt right off bottom where the 250F needs it, and you don't really notice it as much on, maybe on higher speeds, because you're not expecting a 250F to be going really fast and really topped out on high speeds. There is a couple things with this motorcycle. The softer front end with the lighter spring in the front does tend to make the bike dive a little bit in the front, because they did retain the use of the stock spring that comes on the motocross model bike. So you kind of have a little bit of diving. We did some suspension adjustments to that. Our smaller test rider, like the one that you see in the video, Sean Lipinovich, he likes it. He likes the setup straight away because it is lighter spring sprung for him with different valving and stuff like that. The big difference between this bike and the motocross model bike is Kawasaki spent some time doing some suspension refinements. It's got softer springs in the front with softer valving and different oil heights and stuff like that. Internal components are the same. It's designed to make it a little bit softer all the way around. In the rear, they use the same spring as what they used in the motocross model. Valving internally and all that stuff is different. There is naturally different clicker settings. Another thing we like about this motorcycle is that it has the electric start. Off-road, it's kind of a must to have an electric start. Sometimes you can't do that Kickstarter, and it's just better with an electric start. There is some stuff that we would like to see on this motorcycle stock, like with hand guards or a larger tank, but hey, we're just happy that Kawasaki's making these models specifically for off-road and taking the time to do this. So The other thing with this motorcycle is it is a closed course competition use motorcycle, so you cannot get a green sticker for it. It will only be a red sticker model motorcycle, and it doesn't come with any kind of spark arrestor. So if your state requires that, that's something that you're gonna have to do afterwards. But again, we're happy that Kawasaki's focusing on off-road because there is a need for those bikes out there. And this is our first day of testing on this model. We are going to do the bigger tank and do the handguards and build it into a project bike later on down the road, so stay tuned. As always, head over to dirtbikemagazine.com for all the latest off-road and motocross industry news. If you got a little bit more time on your hands, check out the motocross model KX250 video to see which one would be best for you.